Hello, Dasidalek. I hope you are doing well and keeping yourself healthy. And today we are going to continue with the fourth topic of the method, that is the instructions of the spiritual master. And within this topic, there are many different chapters, 16 different chapters, actually 16 different chapters. And yesterday we tried to understand the chapter number 6. That is the instructions on karma and its result. And today we're going to study loving kindness and compassion. So as we studied before, that there are 4 different types of obscurations in our path to liberation, even though one might have attained this precious human body, which is the perfect working basis, and we may have encountered or attended spiritual masters and have heard teachings and instructions from spiritual master, but then why are we still suffering in the samsara? And the different type of obscurations on that path to liberation is because we are being so attached to this life's activity, we are being so attached to the pleasure of samsara, we are too attached to the attainment of nirvana or the peaceful state of mind of nirvana, and we simply may do not know how to cultivate bodhicitta and really focus on the instructions of the path, that is the real tools, the main tools for us to liberate ourselves from suffering samsara. So among these 4 different type of possibilities, 4 kind of obscurations, today we are trying to understand the antidote for the 3rd type of obscuration, that is the attachment towards the peaceful state of mind or the attachment towards nirvana. So when you attain realizations of nirvana, it is very good. It is much better than the experiencing the suffering of samsara. Obviously, there's no doubt at all. But then, even though if you have attained that realization, but if that realization is of not beneficial to anyone, if that realization is some kind of inactive, then that is not so useful. So here, the instructions on developing loving kindness and compassion is to remedy the attachment towards the nirvana or the peaceful state of mind. So rather than being inactive or idle, even though someone has realized the permanent happiness, but then we need to operate, we need to benefit, we need to operate and be helpful to others. We need to share what we have attained or what we have realized, the cities that we have realized. We need to share for the benefit of others. So therefore, these instructions on meditations on loving kindness and compassion is very useful in order to benefit many beings, and that is why it is very important. And the second reason why it is important to meditate upon loving kindness and compassion is because if you want to study Mayan vehicle, if you want to study Mayan instructions, then this is the basic kind of foundation. We need to have this loving kindness and compassion in order to progress, in order to develop bodhicitta. So this is also can be understood as the primary base for the development of bodhicitta. And the reason why we need to practice loving kindness and compassion is because there may be many different sources and causes for permanent happiness and peaceful harmony, but these loving kindness and compassion are the main kind of source or root cause for the attainment of perfect enlightenment. So therefore, it is very necessary. And another reason why we need to generate loving kindness and compassion is because that all other sentient beings or all human beings who are associated with you, if you be nice to them, if you be kind to them, then is indirectly helping yourself. If you be nice to others, they will be nice to you. So in order to survive in this world, we need to associate with so many different people in different times. So if you be nice and comfortable, you're being more free, openness, then that's easier and better for your sustenance as well. So sometimes people think that if I practice loving kindness and compassion, then I'm losing everything. And they may ask, then what? What will I get? Why I should sacrifice all my happiness and things for others? So that's not the case actually. When you become more open, when you open your heart, and when you become more loving kindness and compassion for other beings, then at that very moment you will have experienced kind of authentic joy, joyfulness, and happiness within your heart. And that's very wonderful thing, something that is um, immeasurable, something that cannot find, that cannot attain through your wealth. Sometimes that kind of joyfulness, that kind of happiness within yourself after being able to help someone or being able to generate loving kindness and compassion to someone, you really at that very moment you'll experience those consequences, the result of joyfulness and happiness taking place within yourself. And that kind of joyfulness and happiness will last longer. And then the having a cup of coffee and enjoying the taste of coffee, and then after a few hours it's gone. So it's even better than that. So therefore, it is worthy of practicing loving kindness and compassion. And this is also one of the main reason or the source for the development of loving kindness and compassion. So this is the basic. But on the other hand, if you do not practice loving kindness, compassion, and if you become so selfish, and that will not bring you so much kind of an attainment, so much siddhi or so much realization. That's limited actually, because once you have kind of attachment towards your wealth or towards yourself as an individual or towards your quality, possessions, and all, and if you're so much attached to and pay so much attention towards yourself and become so selfish, then that will not be helpful to anyone, and you will be more arrogant, more worried, more suspicious. Then you see everybody is like you're suspicious to everybody in front nearby you. You think that, oh, they're going to destroy your peace of mind, or they're going to steal your things. You have this doubt all the time because you're being so protected. So on the other hand, if you become more open and comfortable, flexible, and having a sense of concern, kindness for others, then you are more broadly, you are more secure. You don't worry so much, and also when you are not hold or stuck in one thing, then you're more flexible. For example, if you are tightened in a small cage, then it's very hard to move your body, and slowly after a few hours it will become so um, you'll be exhausted. It will become so uncomfortable. But whereas if you have place with an open space and you can move, relax, uh, and you can become more flexible, you will enjoy these circumstances. So likewise, internally as same thing. Internally, if your mind is so stuck or arrogant or so attached or being selfish, and that's not so healthy at all. So, but on the other hand, if you become more flexible and if you value the life of others, positions of others, if you value the or respect others, then you become more comfortable. You can, in order to sometimes when you meet new people, you'll be easy to introduce yourself to them, and it will be always easier for us to communicate if you are not so selfish. But if you're arrogant and selfish, then you worry so much, you're suspicious to everyone, and then you don't, you even can't smile. You forget how to smile, and bring smile on your face. So that makes very uncomfortable. Your life will be so much of limited. So therefore, that there's another reason why it is so good to practice loving kindness and compassion. And another reason, if you want to know what is another reason for the importance of developing loving kindness and compassion, is that um, just just like us, we love to be happy and we don't want to suffer at all. Likewise, all beings around you, they also hold the same attitude. They also want to be free from suffering, and they also want to experience the permanent happiness, joyfulness. So therefore, you take yourself and others as an equal social animals who are wanting to become happy, experience happiness, and then who want to free them from such suffering of samsara or suffering of any case. So that, thinking of that as equal, practice of equality, that will be another reason, good reason of applying or generating loving kindness and compassion. And as I mentioned some days back, that those all beings around us, they they give lots of contributions towards us, our own survival. So everything is interdependence. We need to depend on others in order to survive in this life, in this world. We cannot be isolated from anyone else. We cannot be isolated. We need to depend things upon others. And therefore, if you are nice to others, it is indirectly being nice to yourself. So this is very important. So therefore, KAMPOPA wants us to, understand the importance of generating loving kindness and compassion. And in this particular text, during ornament liberation, KAMPOPA skillfully, employs the technique of developing loving kindness and compassion towards one's mother, mother's kindness, mother's love, to recollecting all the hardships that mother went through in your life in order to raise you, in order to educate you, in order to bring all those, fulfill those all wishes that you have when you are a child. I know all those kindness of mother who work tirelessly for you, to feed you, to clothe you, to give you what is necessary, to make you even from being uneven, all these things that she went through. She went through lots of suffering in order to cherish or develop our children. So therefore, KAMPOPA gives an example of the kindness of mother. KAMPOPA wants us to recollect the kindness, loving kindness of mother in order to develop loving kindness within ourselves. So once you are able to recollect all the kindness and kindness act of your mother, then you can experience that kindness, and then you can also generate loving kindness within yourself for all sentient beings, or to your mother as a kind of mm, respect, or kind of payback to all what she has done to you in your life. And likewise, all other sentient beings has also in many lifetimes has become our own mother. That's why in Buddhism we call all mother sentient beings. Why we call all mother sentient beings is because uh, in one life or another they have been our parents, because of being born in this life for many different reasons. We want to to develop loving kindness and compassion towards all sentient beings by recalling the loving kindness and compassion of our mother of this life. So this is another way of good technique of recollecting the loving kindness and compassion of your own mother's love. But so mainly he focused on the how the child were raised in Tibet. So a little bit of Tibetan culture and traditions are involved there too. And those meditation on loving kindness and compassion of mother may not be equal, same as in different places, in different countries of the world. But the genuine wish to see their children happy, healthy, good educations are the same. And maybe some people do not have that kind of connection with mother. Unfortunately, sometimes that doesn't happen. And for those people, it's not necessarily to recollect their kindness of mother, but because they have not experienced that when they're a child. So then for those, you can also take an example of anyone, like your brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, whoever were so kind, helpful, who had lots of loving kindness for you, who had went through so much troubles and sufferings in order to raise you, in order to fulfill your wishes. So you can recall the kindness of all those different types of individuals if you have not experienced the same loving kindness and compassion from your real mother. So that doesn't matter. So you just think of anyone who is so close to you, who has stand with you, stand by you whenever you are facing difficulties, your hard time, your troubled time. Whoever was there to stand by you, and whoever has contributed lots of effort to make your life better. So we can recall all these different type of kindness. Okay, so meditation on generating of loving kindness and compassion is the antidote to the attachment to the pleasure of nirvana or pleasure of peace. So before we start this, we shall recite the refuge prayers and then generate bodhicitta for the benefit of all sentient beings. Sangye je dan soge jo nam la jang jo bardo dane gyab son che da ge jin so ge be so nam ge do la ben je sangye do bar sho sangye je dan soge jo nam la jang jo bardo dane gyab son che da ge jin so ge be so nam ge Dola benjere sangye ndubare sho sangye je dan soge cho nam la chancho bardo dane gyab sonche dage jin soge be so nam ge Dola benjere sangye ndubare sho semje damche dewa dan dewe gyu dan dembare gyu je dunga dan dunga ge gyu dan daware gyu je dunga mebe dewa damba dan me daware gyu je Yiren jadang yidan dawe nangyo jembo la nebara giro je semje damje dewa dan dewe gyo dan dembara gyo je dunga dan dunga ye gyo dan dawa gyo je yunga mebe dewa damba dan menda wa gyo je yiren jadang yidan dawe nangyo jembo la nebara giro je semje damje dewa dan dewe gyo dan dembara gyo je dunga dan dunga ye gyo dan dawa gyo je Dunga mebe dewa damba da menda wa gyo je ngire ja da yin dan de tanyam jembo la ne wa ra gyo je wong min chu ge yin ge po dang na de sum sang ge bun ge ngo ngi rang sim ju gu rong sum den ze ba za we la me sha la gu ja Okay, so we try to understand what is loving kindness and compassion. Love and compassion. Loving kindness is the genuine wish to see all sentient beings happy and have the cause of happiness. And compassion means genuine wish to see all sentient beings free from suffering and free from the cause of suffering. So this is the simple definitions of loving kindness and compassion, the difference between the two. Okay, so I'll try start reading from the book, chapter 7, Loving Kindness and Compassion. The teachings on the practices of loving kindness and compassion are the remedy to being attached to the pleasure of peace. So this meditation instruction is the antidote to being attached to the pleasure of nirvana. So remaining in the pleasure of nirvana itself is very good for one individual because one has liberated from the suffering of afflicting emotions. But then on the other hand, he or she has not done anything good for others, not benefiting others. So therefore, it's like half achievement, only half achievement by being free from the negative afflictions and emotions, but yet then not being able to benefit more beings. So we need to generate or practice loving kindness and compassion in order to, fully awaken or fully enlightened. So we need to have two qualities, right? In order to become Buddhahood, we need two qualities. As I mentioned earlier, that the word Buddha in Tibetan is called as Sang and Ge. So we need to have two qualities of one first quality of being free from all the afflicting emotions, and second quality is to gain all the qualities or develop all the wisdoms or siddhis. So we need to have these two together, and we need to have the unity of method and wisdom, so that we will be able to benefit all sentient beings. At the same time, we'll be able to free ourselves from the disturbing, afflicting emotions. So if you're able to do so, then you will be able to attain perfect enlightenment. What does attached to the pleasure of peace mean actually? He says, it is the desire to achieve nirvana only for oneself without an altruistic mind for sentient beings. And because of it, one does not benefit others. So here, even though uh, once you are just entering the gate of the Dharma, you should have this kind of importance of the loving kindness and compassion at the same time. Because what happens is that otherwise, whatever you practice will be self-centered. All the practice that you do will be self-centered. Simple as now listening to Dharma, if you have not given rise to the bodhicitta, or importance of, if you have not paid importance of loving kindness and compassion, then this very simple uh, uh, means of listening the teaching will be self-centered. So before, even though we have not realized that realization yet, but from the beginning time, when you practice in the path of the Dharma, we need to develop loving kindness and compassion, so that in the future, when we are able to witness the results of nirvana, there our realization will be not only for ourselves, but will be beneficial for all sentient beings at the same time. So when we attain the nirvana, at that very moment, you'll be helping all sentient beings, and spontaneously, because that was your objective, right? When you first give rise to bodhicitta, you said that, may I benefit all sentient beings, may I bring all sentient beings to permanent happiness, may I be able to free the suffering of all sentient beings. So that was your motivation, right? So that was the all sentient beings are your uh, projection. You project all sentient beings for the benefit of all sentient beings. So sentient beings were your projections in your mind, in your aspiration. They are always there from the beginning of your entering in the gate of the Dharma. So then, as when you experience the result of it, you definitely, obviously, definitely, spontaneously will benefit all sentient beings without any preconditions, without condition, unconditional uh, beneficial effects will take place. And if someone without loving kindness and compassion, without this precious kind of selflessness attitude or compassionate attitude, then that is called that individual practitioner will be called as the lesser vehicle, practitioner in the lesser vehicle. Thus, it is said, to achieve one's own benefit, one sacrifices the benefit of many others. The more one attends to self-interest in this way, it becomes supremely beneficial for oneself. So you'll be focusing yourself only. You'll be focusing on the importance of yourself. You'll be focusing on the I have to attain nirvana. I have to be free from suffering of samsara. So this, uh, projection of I, importance of I, it will become so powerful that you will you wouldn't want to benefit any beings at all, because you are so focused on the importance of your purifications of negative afflicted emotions and your attainment of nirvana. So this is good, but then it is not the best. So we should always prolong for the best. We should always wish for the best and perfect and unsurpassable enlightenment. Then our goal, our target, our destination will be, complete. That should be our final destination of attainment of the unsurpassable enlightenment. But if one develops loving kindness and compassion, on the other hand, then one is attached to sentient beings, or one is concerned to sentient beings, and then one dares not attain liberation only for oneself. One will think for others as well. One will not think of ourselves only, but one will also think of others at the same time. Therefore, one should practice loving kindness and compassion. As Manjushri Kriti said, the Mahayana followers should not separate their minds from the loving kindness and compassion vehicle. So this is very important. So when you are practicing Mahayana vehicle, your first aim should be sentient beings. For the benefit of sentient beings, you are going to practice the Dharma. For the benefit of sentient beings, you are going to purify your afflicted emotions. For the benefit of sentient beings, you are going to attain nirvana or perfect enlightenment. So this is sentient beings. Sentient being is always your agenda here. And another quote, others' benefit is preserved by love and compassion, not by hatred. So if you want to benefit others, others' benefit is based or perceived through loving kindness and compassion, not through hatred and anger and aversion, not at all. They are the wrong cause. The right cause for the benefit of others is through, it will come through loving kindness and compassion. So therefore, paying attention and meditating on loving kindness and compassion is so useful and beneficial. So the first one, loving kindness. So loving kindness and compassion. So GAMPOPA first want to mention loving kindness, then followed by compassion. The first one, loving kindness, the practice of loving kindness. So GAMPOPA wants to present the instructions on loving kindness with the 6 different types of 6 different points. So these 6 different points will comprise the teachings on loving kindness. So the first, classification. Second, object of your loving kindness. And third, identifying characteristic of each of the classifications. Then fourth, method of practice, how one can practice loving kindness. And then fifth, measuring your practice, measurement of your practice of loving kindness, where your level has reached of practice by practicing loving kindness. And then finally, the beneficial effects or the result or the qualities of the practice. So these 6 different points will comprise the instruction. First one, classification. How many different type of loving kindness are there? There are 3 categories: loving kindness with sentient beings as its object, loving kindness with phenomena as its object, and finally non-objectified loving kindness. So there are 3 different types of loving kindness. So what are these? In the requested sutra, Loving kindness with sentient beings as its object is practiced by bodhisattvas who just developed bodhicitta. So when we first give rise to bodhicitta, we say, oh, for the benefit of all sentient beings, I'm going to study, I'm going to listen the teaching of the Dharma, or I'm going to take the refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So that is one kind of loving kindness that is, based or objected for all sentient beings. So all the sentient beings are its object here. The first type of loving kindness. Then second one, loving kindness with sentient beings as its object is practiced by those bodhisattvas who are engaged in the conduct of the path. So as your practice gets more advanced, then you can take all phenomena as your object, benefiting all phenomena as your object, not only sentient beings as your object. So here, it is such as here. And what does this mean? Means like we remember we have when you talk about bodhicitta, we have this relative bodhicitta and ultimate bodhicitta. And relative bodhicitta also we have, it will come in later bodhicitta chapter, but then in relative bodhicitta we have this aspiration bodhicitta and engage bodhicitta, right, or the action bodhicitta. So here uh, second type of loving kindness is related with the action bodhicitta, where bodhisattva really, engages in the practice of six paramitas. So when they practice six paramitas, then all the phenomena becomes their object of practice. When they practice samadhi, when they practice wisdom, so all the phenomena will be an object for their practice. And then the third type of loving kindness is that non-objectified loving kindness is practiced by bodhisattvas who achieve confidence in the unborn dharma. So what does that mean? That means that when bodhisattvas, when their realization becomes more advanced, so that they can see all the phenomena as one is, when their realizations of emptiness becomes more advanced, then they will be able to see every phenomena as unborn dharma. So that will take place at the level of eighth bhumi. Remember, there are 10 bhumis. When they reach the level of eighth bhumi, there they will be able to see all phenomena as unborn dharma. So there are different types of loving kindness. So our loving kindness would be the first type of loving kindness, because we just give rise to bodhicitta and we said, oh, I want to see all sentient beings happy, and I want to see all sentient beings have the cause of happiness. Or simply you make an aspiration, may all sentient beings be happy and have cause of happiness. Just a genuine wish, that's it. There's no involvement of practice. It's not practical, it's just a wish or aspiration. There's not action implemented, like second one. In second kind of loving kindness, development of loving kindness, and they have engaged in the actions of practicing six paramitas. And third type of loving kindness is non-objectified loving kindness. That means that they are able to see all phenomena as equal, as one taste, as unborn. So you will also experience these different types of loving kindness in your practice if you put effort and perseverance in your practice. Then you'll be able to witness all this different type of loving kindness. So your loving kindness also will develop. It will also promote in a more deeper and advanced level. Following is the explanations of the first type of loving kindness. So among the three, we as individual, as ordinary being, for us it's just enough to understand the first type of loving kindness for now. But slowly, when you really practice the six paramitas, and when you really try to understand the samadhi and wisdom, the fifth and sixth paramita, there you'll be able to engage in the second type of loving kindness, which is the all phenomena as its object. So we now try to understand based on all sentient beings as its object. And the second object, what are the object? Here, all sentient beings are its object because we are now practicing as a normal individual. And the third point is identifying characteristics of this loving kindness. A mind that wants all sentient beings to meet with happiness is the particular characteristic of loving kindness. Having a mind that wants to see all sentient beings happy, simple as it is, that's the first step of loving kindness. Okay, so we now know different type of loving kindness, classifications of loving kindness. Second, what are the object of those loving kindness? Third, the identifying the characteristics. And the fourth one is the method of practice. How can we practice loving kindness? So among these three, we only can practice the first one now as an ordinary being. So how to practice the first type of loving kindness? There's explanation here, method of practice. The practice depends on the memory of kindness of all sentient beings. So we recollect all the kindness of all sentient beings. So recollect the kindness of sentient beings in this life. So we can recollect the kindness of all sentient beings in one lifetime or other. Any sentient beings have been so kind to us, or you have been kind to them and they have been kind to you. So since we have been born in this samsara form from beginningless time, so we may have encountered many different people in our life, especially those who are very kind to us. So therefore you should be thankful to them, and you should be and now as you are being born as a human realm and having these perfect qualities of precious human life, then you have this ability or capacity. You're eligible of benefiting others. So don't take this opportunity, grab this opportunity, and accumulate good merits. This is what we have to do. So in order to do so, first we have to prepare our mind, prepare our heart. We cannot practice being so arrogant, ruthless. It's not possible, right? So we need to kind of flourish from within. We need to be ready from within. So we need to practice the loving kindness, and in order to do so, we need to remember and recollect the kindness of other beings. So we cannot remember all the kindness of other beings because of our ignorance, right? Because we don't have this clairvoyance or seeing the others, reading others' mind and all. We don't have this extra sense faculty. So therefore, what we can do at least is to recollect the kindness of the individual, of the ordinary being who have been so much helpful to us in this lifetime. So as I mentioned earlier, you can take anyone as an example and recollect the kindness of towards your life. But here, GAMPOPA wants to, present the kindness of mother, because in this life, your mother have been the most kindful person in your life. And how many types of kindness does a mother provide? So GAMPOPA wants to, go in detail. There are many levels of hardship that your mother went through in order to protect you, nourish you, nurture you, educate you. All this sort of thing has been there with the kindness of your mother. So GAMPOPA wants to recollect us the kindness of your mother. So there are 4 different types of kindness that your mother went through in order to raise you, develop you, flourish you. So therefore, the number 1 is the kindness of giving you a body. Obviously, we have been staying in mother's home for 9 months. So that is very, very, kind of our mother, having a mother who can hold us within her body for the 9 months, so that we do not die, so that we do not, so that we can come into this world after 9 months to experience the world and to have this opportunity to practice the Dharma or to enjoy the life, whatever means it can be. But then we have been protected by the kindness of mother in her own body. So that is something that we usually do not pay so much attention to, but it is very important. So how hard it is for her to carry you in her it's really amazing how many sufferings that she went through in order to protect you. So there are lots of things are involved. Many different type of hesitation has been taking place, many suffering, many pain, many embarrassment, things that she want to eat but cannot because she's holding you in her body, things that she crave so much, she can't do because she's holding you inside. All these things, she always worried about you. She has intensely, constantly have this kindness and concern for you to protect you so that she can bring you into the world in a perfect manner with inclusive of all the organs in right place and all. So this is also a very good and kindness of your mother. Not others can do it, only your mother can do it. Then there's the second type of kindness of your mother, which GAMPOPA wants to recollect, us to recollect, is kindness of undergoing hardship for you. So after being given birth to the child, then that's not the end. Then from there until you grow maybe 12, 13 years, there's lots of stages where your mother has paid 100% concern for you, always worried about you, all these different types of hardship that she went uh, under in order to raise you. Then third type of mother's kindness is that kindness of giving you life, this body, a full or nourished body, or education, or whatever it is involved. Then finally, you have the kindness of showing you the world, teaching you the languages, teaching you how to walk and so forth, teaching you good manners, teaching you, how to think properly, how to make your decision properly, how to keep your budget properly, how to iron your clothes, how to do your laundries, how to cook, so on and so forth. There are lots of things involved. So it's a big responsibility actually of giving birth to a child. Is a big, big responsibility. She has to, she has to have so much patience. She can't sleep at the night by taking care of her children. When they cry middle of the night, she has to wake up. She has to do all the things. And why she does this? Out of compassion, out of concern, out of love. Definitely, for sure. So we need to recollect the kindness of your mother in these 4 different levels. So okay, we try to understand the first one. The kindness of giving your body means that at first our bodies are not fully mature, nor are our pleasant complexion. So we're very tiny, just battle essence, or maybe a oval, just like an oval spot and oblong lump. So we are not as strong as we are now. When we first uh, take birth in the mother's womb, when we first contact that, at that time we are not that as our body are not that strong, and is not as we now look like. So therefore we started in the mother's womb just as an oval spot and oblong lump, and from there we developed through the vital essence of the mother's blood and flesh. So this is how she has provided us this body. We grew through the better essence of her food while she endures embarrassment, pain, suffering, and all. So in order to, she, for herself, in order to have this, all the necessities that they are, in order to develop our body that is inside her body, she has to have good diet, all these things she has to accumulate, and it's not easy. She has to spend lots of uh, money and time for that. So sometimes she has to go to ask for help for someone else. So there's embarrassment is involved too. So there are also different types of hardship that she went through in order to protect you as a child. After we are born, from a small womb until we are fully grown, she developed our body. So she has developed our body until we are delivered into this world. So all these 9 months, that the pain she has bared, and the embarrassments that she has bared, the suffering that she has bared, the patience that she has practiced, and the effort that she has put, all these things are immeasurable kindness of your mother. And the second type of compassion, loving kindness of mother is that the kindness undergoing hardships for you. And that means that at first we are not wearing any clothes, we did not possess any wealth, we did not possess any wealth, we are empty-handed and did not bring any provisions. We just came with a mouth and stomach. We have this mouth which are always crying for food, and we have this tummy that needs to be felt. So we always cry because we want something to be poured into our mouth so that we can feed our tummy. So we have only this empty mouth and empty stomach and empty hand. We have nothing when we first came into this world. But it's the mother who has fed you through your mouth, filled your tummy, and given tools onto your hand, education, wealth, whatever it is. So that's why it's very, very um, important to recollect all these kindnesses. When we came to this place, we knew no one. We are new. We are someone. There's it's just beginning, so we don't know anything. We are not familiar to anyone. We just know our mother. That's it. So when we are new, at that time, she was the one who gave us food when we are hungry. She was the one who gave us drink when we are thirsty. And she was the one who gave us clothes when we are cold. So she was the one who gave us wealth and education when we have no wealth and education. So all this has done to you by your mother. Also, she did not just give you things because she didn't need them. She needed them the most, but then she didn't dare to use for themselves. She wants to give to us. If she finds some tasty food, she wants to save for us. Even though how much she's hungry, she wants to save that food for us. The clothes that she loves so much, she wants to save that for us. The wealth she has, she will not use them lavishly because she wants to protect those wealth for us in the future, for us, for our education, for our wishes that need to be fulfilled and all. Rather, she gave us what she did not dare to use for herself, things she didn't dare to eat, drink, or wear for herself. So there's lots of kindness are involved. Things she did not dare to employ for the happiness of this lifetime for herself. She sacrificed many, many different types of happiness for her own life in order to protect us, in order to fulfill our wishes, in order to nourish us, in order to give us education, good clothing, and all. In brief, without looking for happiness in this life or next, she nurtured us. So this is amazing thing to do. Amazing, uncountable, innumerous, immeasurable kindness that your mother has provided you in order to protect you and make you developed you. She did not obtain these things easily with pleasure. So all this wealth, food, drink, clothes, she didn't own this easily. She has to went through all sorts of different, difficulties. She has to work at the office, or she has to do some business, or she has to work on a farm. Whatever means are there, she has underwent all these things. She was sacrifices all these things, all the effort that she put in order to protect us. She collected them by creating various negative karma. Sometimes negative karmas are involved too, unfortunately, and by suffering, by involving in negative karma, or by suffering, or by hardship, she gave them all to the child. For example, creating a negative karma. She fed the children through various non-virtuous actions like fishing, butchering, and etc. So sometimes uh, you may have a different, on method in order to protect your child. So sometimes she may have gone through lots of negative karma as well. Sometimes in our culture, when children are sick, mother instantly she thinks that, oh, I need to feed child. Most of the time they think that chicken soup is the one which is so useful to protect their children. So here in this part of the world, their culture is to feeding chicken soup for their child when they are weak. So chicken soup, her intention was good. She was trying to protect, and she has this, unconditional love for her children. But the means was improper, because chicken soup, that means you need to kill a chicken. You need to take someone's life, and then that meat and soup are fed to you. So this is involvement in the non-virtuous act, even though it is related with kindness. So see, she has to went through negative non-virtuous act in order to protect her child. This is one example. There are many things are involved. And second example, going through suffering in order to protect you, is that to give the child, she accumulated wealth by working at a business or a farm and so forth. So when she do business, it's not easy. She has to, face lots of difficulties and challenges, and sometimes stock markets, if for example they are unpredictable, and also market, for example, for now, because of this health crisis, you can experience how much loss of the economics are there. So in this kind of circumstances, it will be so hard, for one to feed their children and support their children. So such example like these circumstances. So she went through all these different difficulty times in order to protect us and nourish us. And well, sometimes our parents may not have business to do, and they depend on the harvest in the farm. So she may have went through the lots of difficulties. Somebody mentioned here, saying she has to by wearing frost for shoes. That means that she didn't have enough wealth, so she has to depend on the farm. And then when they do farming, they don't in the village, they don't have shoes to wear, and then they're always in the farm. And then it is meant here the frost for shoes, meaning walking in the field without shoes, so the frost become like her shoes. Wearing frost for the shoes, and wearing stars as a hat. That means that she has been working so hard day and night, not only daytime but also in the nighttime. So in the nighttime there are stars and moon in the sky, so taking them as the hat, meaning that they are not sleeping in the night, they're still working in the field in order to feed their children. And riding on the horse of her leg, that means that she has to travel in different places on her own foot, and that's like her foot become like horse. So this kind of suffering that she went under in order to protect and help her children. And there's another example like her hem like a whip. That means that age of cloth that she ties in order to carry her children is a carrying bag, baby carrying bag. In the village they have this piece of cloth which they carry their bag, and then they also at the same time they walk in the field. So it's become like they're like whip, for example. So all these difficulties that she went through. Giving her legs to the dogs. That means that sometimes in the village, when mother tries to raise children, she has to go in different places. Sometimes dog may bite her, so bitten by the dog. So she even sacrificed those things in order to protect her child. And her face to the people. That means that she has to go to different people to ask, to request for things and all. There are lots of embarrassment are involved, but then she didn't care that shyness and embarrassment because she wanted to protect her children. So all these different types of suffering were involved while taking care of their children. So these are another immeasurable kindness of your mother. Furthermore, she loved the unknown one much more than her father, mother, and teachers who were very kind to her. So you are unknown, right? You're just born. You're unknown to your mother. But mother will love you more, the unknown one, that is you. Mother will love you more than her own father, mother, or teachers or friends. So that kind of kindness, that kind of concern is involved. Those father, mothers, and teachers and friends that she was together for 15, 20 years, but then she gives more loving kindness to you compared with them. So that is how she loves you and takes care of you. She watched the child with her eyes of love and kept it warm in soft clothes. She dandled the children in her 10 fingers and lift it up in the sky. She called it to in a very loving and pleasant voice, saying, "Oh, the joyful one! Oh, you the one who delights your mommy, you know, oh Lulu, you the happy one," and so forth. So nowadays they say, "Oh, my princess, oh, my prince, oh, my darling," when mother used to hold their child in their palm and lift up and down. So all those pleasant, pleasurable, and kind words that she used out of compassion, out of love. So this kind of kindness that we need to recollect. And third type of kindness that she went through, that she has given to us, is that kindness of giving you the life. What does that mean? That means that at first we are not capable of eating with our mouth and hand, nor were we capable of enduring all different hardships. So at that time, we were like people, insects without strength. So she was the one who has supported at that time. We were just silly and could not think of anything. Again, without rejection, mother didn't reject us. She served us, put us in her lap, protected us from the heat or cold, held us away from the precipice, dispelled all the harmful things, and performed rituals for us when we were sick. She also, out of fear of our death or sickness, she did went to see the holy man and ask for divination or more, and then she performed all the rituals in order to make us happy and healthy and have longer life. She may have consulted an astrologer. So this is another Tibetan culture here involved. So when child is being born, mother who used to go to astrologer and to ask for astrology and predict what will happen next, and in what year, what kind of puja has to be done, so that her children will have good health and longer life, and all this kind of Tibetans are involved there too. So why she do this? She does this because out of compassion, out of love to her children who are unknown to her, who is just new, but then she has this kind of deep love and concern for her child. Through many ritual ceremonies and many other different things, in inconceivable ways, she protected the life of her children. So this is how kindness of giving us the life. And finally, the fourth type of kindness that she has given to us is that the kindness of showing you the world And that means that at first we did not come here knowing various things, seeing broadly and being talented. We do not have all these qualities. We are, we don't know anything. We are very kind of mm, simple, or we can say innocent. So then she is the one who has helped us to uh, pour us the knowledge of wisdom by giving us good advice, trying to teach us how this world works and how you should be doing, how you should be planning and thinking, and all these things that she has taught you. Other than that, we knew nothing. So mother taught us how to eat when we did not know. She taught us how to wear clothes when we did not know. She taught us how to walk when we did not know. She taught us how to talk when we did not know how to. And even we did not know how to say mama and all. She taught us how to say mama or hi or tashidale and so forth. She taught us our various skills, creative arts, and so forth. She tried to make us equal when we were unequal. That means that when we do not possess anything, she was the one who gave us possessions. And then she tried to make the uneven even for us. Sometimes when you go to school, other children may have better books or bags. Then we go to mother and complain that I don't have this, and my friends has that kind of branded book or bags, whatever it is, all these necessities of the school. Then we complain to our mother, and out of compassion, she, even though she did not have enough money, she would just not hesitate of buying these things and provide you in order to make you from uneven to even. So this kind of kindness are involved. So therefore, it is so wonderful to recollect the kindness of your mother. Not only have we had a mother in this lifetime, but from beginningless samsara, she served as a mother for countless time. Obviously, because since we have been born in this lifetime, this world samsara for many events, many lifetimes. So she may not only the mother of this lifetime, but she may have our mother for many times in our lifetime. That's very possible. That's one of the possibilities. Each time we had a mother, she performed the same kind of kindness as before. Therefore, a mother's kindness is limitless. So, as sincerely as possible, meditate to develop loving in your heart and desire of her benefit and happiness. So, you should contemplate and meditate on the kindness of mother, and then you should, respect that kindness, and you should pay feedback, a good feedback for that kindness. And you should really take care of your parents, especially your mother, when they are aged, when they are grown old. And because she was there when you are young, when do not know how to walk, she was there when you do not know how to speak and all. She was there to protect you when people insult you or backbite you. But it's now our time, when she is not able to do that, when she has grown old, when she is losing all the faculties. It is our responsibility to take care of her, because she has taken care of us when we knew nothing. And now she is losing all the faculties, all her mental power and all. And that time it should be our responsible to be next to your mother, be next to them and help them, assist them with all the necessity that is required. So that way you'll be able to at least pay some good feedback to your mother and really rejoice the kindness of your mother. So this is how GAMPOPA wants us to meditate upon the kindness of your mother, because she is the most kind person in this lifetime. Having said that, as I mentioned earlier, not all people may have the same experiences. Don't worry. Then you can recall the kindness of other people who are just like your mother, who has went through all these different type of difficulties. So tomorrow we will continue especially loving kindness here today for today. So tomorrow we will continue the rest of the topic, try to understand more about loving kindness and compassion. So today we'll stop here, and before we conclude, let's make dedication prayer for the benefit of all sentient beings. So nam de tamje zegba nye topne nye be danam pamche ne gega na che bala drogba sibe tsole do wa sho.
Today, now we start reciting the mantra, benefit to all sentient beings, and subside of the coronavirus. For that, first we take refuge in generative bodhicitta. For that, we visualize that in front of you, the sky that you are Guru, and surrounded by Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, Lama, Vidam protectors. In front of them, with our great devotion and faith, we take refuge and generate bodhicitta. now we meditate on for immeasurable, or this call it Tonglen meditation. Tonglen is giving and taking meditations. Generally, we practice reciting mantra, doing meditation, doing rituals. This main purpose is to, of course, to obtain enlightenment, but it is for also to develop our goodness, that we all have goodness, that we have a positive, that loving kindness, compassion we have, but we have very limited. The main purpose of practicing is to develop that loving kindness and compassion. Therefore, best way we developing the loving kindness, compassion is do a meditation, that as the best method, that giving and taking meditation. We do more often of this meditation, that it will help us to increase our loving kindness and compassion. Then we have love and loving kindness to others, that it will give us result, give us happiness. For a long time, we have obtained the ultimate happiness, and for temporarily also, it will, this meditation help us to develop loving kindness. Once we have a love and kind heart, then we feel ourselves happy and joyful. When ourselves happy and joy, then we can give happiness and joy to our family, relative, then others. If ourselves not happy, ourselves not joyful, then how do we make our family happy or other people happy? This is very difficult. Therefore, very important that to develop our loving kindness and compassion to the others. Therefore, we do a meditation, this giving and taking meditation. The gift means we give our virtues, our merits, our happiness, our love to others. Then take means we taking their suffering, pain, and the cause of the suffering and pain. We take that they are free from suffering and the cause of the suffering. Then they are always with the happiness and the cause of the happiness. Now, this meditation we apply with our breathing. When we breathe out, then we give. When we breathe in, we take their sufferings. Therefore, first we start for taking. Okay, breathe in. Now you visualize that. Visualize in front of you your parents, your friends, or relatives, and all other beings are in front of you. They are all suffering. They are physically sick and fear, and mentally fear. Now you breathe in, time you visualize that their pain, their suffering, and the cause of the sufferings, their all developments come out from their body, form of black smoke. When breathe in together, you are breathing, go into your body. Either your heart there is a fire, the fire will burn all the smoke and just vanish. The food imagine they are free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. Now, when you breathe out, that time you visualize that your virtues, merits, your happiness come out from your body with your breathing, form of white color smoke, they dissolve into them. Imagine they are received happiness, and the cause of the happiness, they imagine they are forever staying with happiness and the cause of the happiness. And now we recite the mantras. First we recite Avalokiteshvara's mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Therefore, we need to do visualization. Normally, our thoughts, we have thoughts that non-stop thoughts, one after one, one after one. Non-stop thoughts. Generally, our thoughts are mostly negative thoughts. That when we have negative thoughts, that we don't have a peaceful mind or calmness. When we have a positive thoughts, then our mind will be peaceful and calmness. Therefore, now we transform that our impure body, impure place, impure thoughts, impure speech are transformed into the pure. Therefore, you visualize first this place, your place is transformed into pure land of the Avalokiteshvara. It's beautiful palace. Then transform yourself. It's not this ordinary body is transformed into pure body. It's a forearm Avalokiteshvara. Then your impure speech now transform into the pure speech, that mantra, Avalokiteshvara's mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. That mantra is essence of all the Dharma. Then your mind, the impure thoughts of our mind is transformed into the wisdom of Avalokiteshvara. Now your mind concentrate that pure environment, pure body is Avalokiteshvara, pure speech of mantra, pure thought of wisdom. With this concentration, they will recite mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Recite mantra 108 times. That long life Dharani. For that, you visualize that Buddha Amitayu above your head. The Buddha Amitayu is Sambhogakaya form of Buddha Amitabha. Visualize that from your heart, really like this light go up and dissolve into the Buddha Amitayu's heart. That request Buddha Amitayu to give us the blessings along our life. Then radiate light from his body go over the place. They make offering to the other Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. He collect all the blessings of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, for the speech, mind blessings. Collect and dissolve into his long life vase that he holding the long life vase. Then again, like we collect the energy of the universe and all the essence of elements. Collect and dissolve into the vase. This all the energies are transformed into the nectar. The nectar overflow from the vase, go into your crown, into your body, to purify all the obstacle for the life, fill up your body, to imagine that you have received the blessings and all the energies, to imagine that you are full of energy and full of your life. But then your body is radiate light, full of energy. With this visualization, you recite mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayurjana Subhine Tiktate Razaya Tathagataya Arahate Samya Sambodhaya Te Yata Pune Pune Mahabune Aparimita Pune Aparimita sarava samkara pare shuddhi dhamade gagana samungade sobhava vishuddhi mahanaye parivare soha om namo bhagavate aparimitayo jana sabine citade jorajaya tata gataya arahati samya sambodhaya teyata ampune gune mahapune aparimita gune aparimita gune jana sambaro bhajite om sarva samkara parishuddhi dhamade gagana samungade sobhava vishuddhi mahanaya parivare soha om namo bhagavate aparimita ayojana sudine citade jorajaya tatagataya arahate samya sambodhaya teyata ampune pune mahapune aparimita pune aparimita pune jana sambaro bhajite om sarva samkara pare shuddhi dhamade gagana samungade sobhava vishuddhi mahanaya pariva soha om namo bhagavate aparimita ayojana subine cita tejorajaya tatagataya arahate samya sambodhaya teyata amabune bune mahapune aparimita bune aparimita bune jana sambaro bhajite om sarva samkara pare shuddhi dharmade gagana samungade sobhava vishuddhi mahanaya parivare soha om namo bhagavate aparimita ayojana sabine citate jorajaya tatagataya arahate samya sambodhaya teyata ampune pune mahapune aparimita pune aparimita pune jana sambaro bhajite om sarva samkara parishuddhi dhamade gangana samungade sobhava vishuddhi mahanaya parivare so. Now we recite the medicine Buddhas mantra as a long mantra and short. Both we recite 7 times each. Now, therefore, you visualize that from your heart, really light, this light go to the pure land, that medicine Buddha's pure land. The heart light dissolve to the medicine Buddha's heart. They request medicine Buddha to give us blessings. The medicine Buddha remember that he is 12 great aspirations with his loving love and kindness towards to the sentient beings. The nectar flow from his being bowl. The nectar come go into your crown, into the body, and purify all the sickness and all the cause of the sickness. The fill up the body. Imagine that you are received all the blessings from the medicine Buddhas, and you are free from the suffering, free from the sickness and the cause of the sickness. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanje Guru Vedraya Prabharajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Om Bekanje Bekanje Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Om Bekanje Bekanje Maha Bekanje Raja Samangate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanje Guru Vedruya Prabharajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Om Bekanje Bekanje Maha Bekanje Raja Samangate Soga Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanje Guru Vendruya Prabharajaya Tathagata visualize Dorji number Jomba deity in front of you. Sorry, deity Parnashawari deity, which is in front of you. Parnashawari is one of the emanation of the 21 Tara. Now you visualize that nectar flow from her body. The nectar go crown in your crown into body. They purify all your obscurations, or the defilements, or the sickness, and all the negative energies are all purified. Om Pi Shanti Parnashawari Saravantora Prashamani Soha. 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 Now visualize Dorji number Jomma in front of you in the sky. Nectar flow from his body, going through the crown into your body. Purify all the obscurations, all the sickness, cause of the sickness, all the negative energies are purified. Nama Tenda Benza Kroda Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Hana Amrite Humpe Nama Tenda Benza Kroda Holo Holo Tika Tika Benda Benda Hana Visualize through Wesak in front of you, the sky, nectar flow from his body, go in the crown to your body, purify all your obscurations, all the sickness, and the cause of the sickness, then especially all the negative energies are all purified. Om Bhurako Mahabrahmanaye Bhurote Bhuki Bhimale Uto Makroda Humbe Om Bhurokum Mahabrahmanaye Bhurote Bhuki Bhimale Uto Makroda Humbe Om Brokum Mahabrahmanaye Proti Bhuki Bhimale Pujo Makroda Humbe Om Brokum Mahabrahmanaye Proti Bhuki Bhimale Ujo Makroda Humbe Om Brokum Mahabrahmanaye Uchi buki mamale ozo makroda humbe om burkum mahabrahmanaye uchi buki bimale uzu makroda humbe om burkum mahabrahmanaye uchi buki bimale uzu makroda Now you visualize that in front of you at the sky that 8 medicine Buddhas and 16 Bodhisattvas. They're surrounded by other countless of medicine deities. They with your devotion and faith request them to give us blessings, cure our sickness, protect for the illness. Oi, de je ba me lai che, je dan jan jo sen ba chen bo jo do, ge me jo do je chen le la, de ne do re ne re ma le je. Beata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Raja Samangate Soha Beata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Samangate Soha Deyata Om Bekante Bekante Maha Bekante Raja Samangate Soha. Recite mantra 108 times. Deyata Om Bekante Bekante Te adam bega bega ma bega dana sama ngada so Raja Samunga de so wai simje ne ba jinye ba nyudo ne le tajroi jave ne ne male ba ta do jo me para re jo. Now, to chen tang tong ge aspiration prayers. When we do this aspiration prayers, you must think of the meaning of these prayers. Senje ye ne deve ne na inge jide kan so jo wa ma ju ji je tra she me te ai be se ja ji ki je la so cho ne ge do nga ye ni ba ji de kan so jo wa ma ju ru ji chi da xin je kai nan zi ba da ni ge mi za ma te be da ji be nin je ba da be rin so ge li je gun la ne ba ma ju ru ji ne be ge re ton da ji ju dang lo bro ye do son ja ju dang xie jia zai xi ne lai so ba ye li jie gen lai zi wa ma ju ji li zhen de wa ma li zhou ji bi jun xie zhou bi do ma ji ni ba ma le xie xie dan do de ba dang ci ren ne me de ji de ba ra re jo LAMA Bon Joy Son Ge Doi Ji Dang Han Do Chi Zhong Song Me Ni Doi Dang Lin De Lo Wa Me Be Din Doi Ge Ngo Wa Mo Lan Tai Zi Zhu Ba Rai Zhu. Repeat page 4. Le Dan Lo Bro Ge Le Zhuang Wa Ye Den Dan Ne Dan Senje Yeme Devene Nange Jide Kanso Jun Warama Juruji Jitra Sheme Chibe Se Jai Kichi La Lismander Jibi Sotonege Duanjiba Jide Kansoy Jun Warayamai Juruji Chida Shinji Kai Nai Bai Dara Nige Min Zaman Te Beta Jibi Ninji Badan Dai Berin Soige Li Jigun La Ne Bai Mai Juruji Ne Begere Ton Da Ji Jodan Lo Bro Yen Do Sun Jai Do Jodan Shi Jia Zai Ji Ne Lai So Ba Yin Li Jin Gen Lai Tse Wara Mai Juru Ji Li Sen De Wa Ma Li To Ji Be Jun Shi To Be Do Nga Ji Ni Ba Ma Li Shi Shi Dan To De Ba Dan Tsere Ne Men De Ji De Ba Re Ju Lama Gon Choi Sumoy Ji To Ji Dan Kando Che Choi Som Me Ne To Dan Lende Lo Wa Me Pe De Do Ji Mo Wa Ma Lan Tai Se Do Bai Shu. Repeat page 4. Le dan lo bro ke le jong wa yi den dan ne dan jong bo se wa so sem je ye me de ye be ne na mai ge ji de kan so jong wa ra mai juru ji ji da she me che be se ja ji ki ji ji la le se men de ji be so to ne ge do ngai ji ni ba ji de kam so chung wa ra mai juru ji chi da shen je ka nai ce bai tara ne ge min zamai te be da ji be nin je bai da ta be rim so ge li je gen la ne par mai juru ji ne be ge re ton chai je jo da lo bro ye 起家在心内来所拜，历劫根来在我们就去，旅行的我们里着急，一边中西土别东安吉吧。马来西亚当头的白当，才人的面的吉的白出，拉玛公主什么也都知道。看着这种送美女对影，人的罗瓦没别的多金，我们拉玛带心着巴拉苏。马后愿财上街那瓦大爷大爷所着我对接见不当，见到身白对接到哪来，三界将士把面可几个，别给我财把都没把。也得外真是家为金刚的，大年的年在边就马达，在我今夜把马去摆渡，在罗今年那的些都说的给大给们那么大把的。说着三界将身们当地给面着把金给拉出去，给呀他本在地呀阿万不达那一所爱着的结我。自己共错念着那些人，大给地上给啥吧，困就算那这把苦，将来为天把陪就几个外甥给跟忙我，这边三界多就了几。在当地的大贤之来明就接的年大年多做的，才人年明阳多悲哀，才的啥就能就南些才配就忙他，这外金都接就接。别念别灭法界的，律的拉三界说，将修外头念一些，多别多瓦的。Dedication. 色难的也谈见在百里，童年也别他来凡间，给干那间巴拉巴卓巴耶。西边走来